Hello YouTube, it's me again. I'm just gonna do a quick video that might get interrupted. I don't know, we'll see. My baby's sleeping right now, and what I should be doing instead of this video is either pumping or waking the baby up to change her diaper, because I'm sure she needs a diaper change. So my mom has my toddler, and I've just been like absolutely whizzing through the house today trying to get like a few things done. And I feel like I've done pretty well, and I've come to the point right now where I have other things I could be doing, but the priorities are pumping or changing a diaper, and I'm making a video instead. And it's because I've been really a lot of things lately. I don't think I could say stressed out. I don't think I could say emotional. I don't know what word could encompass everything that's been going on with me lately. And before anybody says postpartum depression or like, anything like that, no, I I really wanted to nurse my infant. I really wanted to get to the point where I could exclusively breastfeed her or pump, or you know what I mean, like no formula. The formula shortage has me nervous and scared. And for those of you who don't know or haven't followed or whatever, I exclusively formula fed my toddler because I kind of wanted to breastfeed, but more or less just like pump. I never really planned to be exclusive with that. I more or less always planned to use formula with her. She came in September of 2019. And without getting too controversial or too weird about anything, basically my whole family, like it's all formula pretty well. All formula, very few people breastfeed and stuff. And so like I feel like there are formula families and there are breastfeeding families. And whenever I say that, I'm saying like what's the norm? Like what the common choice is. You'll have like others in there, but like what the common choice is. Mine's all been formula, so like I've never had a problem with formula. I still don't. To be perfectly clear, I don't think that if you breastfeed your child, you are better than someone who formula feeds their child. I don't feel like you're a better mom. I don't feel like it's that. I really, really don't. With that being said, I did want to produce something and give to my toddler, and I had preeclampsia, and I was put on magnesium, and I, just actually a bunch of different medications. And I had been told by my doctor, your milk will probably be delayed coming in, and it could maybe not even ever come in. Personally, I felt like it didn't come in really. I mean, I could have tried harder, and I even knew that at the time. I was a little postpartum-y. I was a little, I had stuff going on in my life. And so I didn't devote a lot of time and energy to it. Does that make sense? I pumped. I didn't devote a ton of energy. I was told to pump and dump, so I didn't try to nurse, like all these different things. And I felt like it never came in. And I tried for a month, and essentially I got very, very discouraged. And I was like, the formula's working. We finally found the formula, or like we were getting closer, I felt like, to finding the formula that was going to work for her. And so we just went formula, and I just quit. I quit trying. I was like, throw that out the window. It's whatever. With this baby, I knew I wanted a cloth diaper, and I knew that I wanted to try to nurse. I just knew I wanted to try to do what I could. And especially with the formula shortage, whenever my toddler was a baby and was still on formula, we went through a time of a shortage, but it was relatively short. It was like post-COVID, and it was a relatively short time, but it was extremely scary. This formula shortage has been going on for some time. So basically, when my infant was in the hospital, I was nursing, and I was exclusively nursing. When she failed her hearing test, she had failed a few times, and it just wasn't going well. And it was like, she needed to get comfortable so that she could pass it. And so I was like, let's do some formula. Because again, it's not like I'm against it. And I think I more or less assumed that for a while I was going to have to supplement. And I was okay with that. And then we got home and I tried to do it exclusively. And then it was very, very apparent, like very, very apparent that this baby needed more. So we started supplementing, and we had been given through the hospital, sent home with the hospital, and they actually sent us home with like extra, probably because of the shortage, what have you. Some pre-mixed formula, and then whenever we went to the first doctor's appointment, we were given more formula. And so I was supplementing, and honestly only supplementing like twice a day. That was all. She was cluster feeding. Like, I felt like I was doing really good, and I felt really hopeful. I was like, my milk is going to come in, and it did. But I didn't like all of a sudden produce much more. I did increase gradually a little bit. But then I started noticing that I was needing to supplement with formula just like more frequently. Her appetite was increasing, and it was just like more often she needed it. We ran out of the formula that was given to us by the hospitals and the doctors. When my husband went to the store to try to get that formula, it just simply was not there. And I looked online, and it was like, if you could find it, it was so astronomically expensive, it was ridiculous. So we made the decision to switch to the formula that our toddler ultimately ended up on, just to see. I mean, no two babies are alike, and I get that. Like, it's not like I thought, well, she was on it and it worked just fine, so what was good enough for her will be good enough for this one. Not necessarily. I just wanted to try because it worked. But the stomachs are different. Like, I get the systems are completely different. So we are now on our second can of that formula. And I'm going to get a lot more like real and raw in this video. I feel like we're on our second can of that formula, and we're under half, of that can. And my husband went to town yesterday, and I said, go ahead and pick up another can of formula. And I'll get into the other side of that story as well. But anyway, I said, go ahead and pick up another can of formula. And he went to the store, and it wasn't there. It could very well be that they simply sold out and we're waiting for a shipment. That could be all it is. But it's like all my fears that I've had from day one with all of this are being realized. Not realized like I didn't realize them before, but it's just like, here we are. And it's a crazy time to be alive. Because not only, and this is where I'm going to get controversial for a moment, and then I'm going to go back into the breastfeeding side of things and how I've been feeling and just some different things like that. But it's bad enough that there's a shortage. It's bad enough that there's a shortage, but of all the recalls that have happened in the last year with formula or baby food, you don't really trust those companies. I mean, I don't really trust them. I mean, as much as I've always been like, fed is best, and I still am, but as much as I've always been like, fed is best, and, people want to act like they're better than the other side of things, and that's not fair, and it's not. I still feel all of those ways. It's just so incredibly frustrating, isn't it? It's so frustrating that you could be giving your child something that it literally is detrimental to them, because the people that we put our trust in and rely on and spend very good money for this product that they're generating for us is just, it's bad. It's just bad. And so adding to my feelings and emotions or whatever about all of this, for about the last 3 days, I've noticed like a significant decrease in what I was producing. And I wasn't producing much to start with. To the point that, I mean, there's really nothing to speak of now. And I hear of these women who have a hard time drying up, you know, and I hear of women who struggle with getting their milk in and being exclusively breastfeeding mothers, you know, and I'm not discounting that. Just, it feels like it's been a fight for me since the start. I mean, I was dedicating all of my time to it and energy, and my toddler was feeling completely neglected. So I kind of had to like shift how I was doing it a little bit, and I thought it was working. Where I'm like, I backed off a little, but I was still doing it, and my supply was still there. It was there when I needed it, and I was supplementing with formula, and I was learning to live with that. Anything that you could eat or drink, you name it. If I saw it online, I bought it, I baked it, I made it, I ate it, I drank it, you name it, I did it. The only thing I haven't actually tried is power pumping. And it got everyone talking about how much work it was on me and how I was driving myself crazy doing this. And just because I backed off a little bit or whatever it is, I'm like a month and a half in now. And the last 3 days, it's just like down to nothing. And that's why I'm making this video instead of pumping, because it's so incredibly frustrating. It's so like when you pump and like nothing comes out, it was hard enough when I was pumping and I was doing everything I could to get an ounce between the two when I was pumping. And whenever I say my supply that was in, that's what I'm talking about. If it's a gimmick, fine. I got to the point where I was buying that emergency brownies bottom, you know, making oat snacks, eating oatmeal. Like, I don't know. I could go on and on, a whole list of things I was doing. And I did have a few days where my emotions were a little crazy. Not crazy, but I had a conversation. I had one thing that kind of happened and simultaneously had a conversation over here that just impacted me. It just hurt me really kind of. And so I don't know. It just seemed like after that, because like that morning I woke up and my shirt was actually soaking wet. That was the first time that ever happened to me. I was like, oh my gosh, look at this. Like, I just made more milk and I'm like, I gotta change my shirt. And then that day I was already a little bit upset about something. And then I had this conversation that hurt me and upset me. And it's like after that, I can't nurse my daughter. It's not there. She gets so mad and so frustrated because it's just like, I've been trying. And she gets so mad that I just stop trying in the middle of it because I'm just like, she tries for a few minutes and she's so mad that I have to go make her formula because she's so hungry. So when my husband went to the store and that formula wasn't there, you know. So today I made another kind of snack with like all the same ingredients in them, because I mean, you name it, I'm putting it in there. Oats, flaxseed, brewer's yeast, nuts. That's everything I know that you can put in snacks like that. Maybe there's other stuff, I don't know. And then I've read, you know, if you are hypoglycemic or you have sugar problems, which I'm hypoglycemic, you shouldn't do fenugreek. I've done fenugreek stuff with fenugreek and fennel. I've suffered terrible stomach problems from it. I've gotten sick. I had to stop that, try something else. I mean, I've been on this whole journey trying to figure out what's going to work for me and bring milk in. And I was doing something. I won't say I was doing decent. I won't say that I was remotely keeping up, because I wasn't. But I was at least doing something. And now I'm just not. I'm just not. Um, so I'm trying not to get emotional over it or upset, but I'm upset. I'm upset about it because I have devoted a lot of time and energy to something that I really wanted to do. And I think right now I'm just feeling like two times in a row I've done wonderful because I have birthed two perfect, amazing, beautiful, healthy daughters. So I am happy. If I put a period at the end of that sentence, I'm happy. I'm the most blessed person, and I could go on and on about how wonderful it is. But at the same time, I feel like my body has failed me. You know, I feel like, women are designed to have babies. And I had preeclampsia and struggled with my first daughter. And with this one, it was a wonderful delivery. Go back and watch my labor and delivery videos. Everything was wonderful, but my daughter was in the wrong position. And it just, things weren't right. And now I have weird things going on within my body that I don't know if something's actually wrong or not. And then I just can't feed them. Even no matter how much I want to. It's not a breast is best or fed is best, or it's not any type of argument like that, because I am okay with formula, and I'm not holding up a picket sign somewhere, or I'm not passionately for or against other people. But I really wanted to do this, and I can't, I guess. I say that, but I am going to keep trying. I mean, I've virtually gone down to nothing. I'm going to try for a while, and if just nothing happens, I'm going to change what I'm doing. And if just nothing happens, I'm going to have to let it go. But I made some more lactation snacks. And I'm going to eat another emergency brownie. And I'm getting ready to attempt to nurse and pump. And we're going to see what happens. And I'm trying right now to get myself in the frame of mind that even if I pump and droplets come out and that's it, I'm trying to do something beyond get something in the bottle. So that's where I'm at. Just part of this journey. I mean, it is what it is. It is what it is. And all I can do is pray about it. And all we can do is keep going to the store and looking for formula. And all I can do is change up what I'm doing and try to be more successful. I don't feel like it should be this hard to get very little results. And it is hard. So if you're a woman who gets online and you see people pumping 9 to 15 ounces, if you watch somebody pump and they get 5 ounces and you're very jealous, you're not alone. My baby's crying. Thank you for joining me, and I'll see you next time. Bye.